Modo, he's a little late, but he'll be here momentarily. And he's going to be speaking with Mr. Richard Gerald today about a possible job. So we'll see if Needy shows up anytime in the near future.
You never know about him.
Yeah, and while Needy is working his way into the classroom, I will share with you that Mr. Gerald is a member of our Board of Governors. So we're very grateful for the leadership that the Board of Governors provides and the support that they give to Concord University on a daily basis and the guidance that they give to us. And we're also very fortunate Mr. Gerald's a business owner in Raleigh County. He owns the 2 Chick-fil-A's, and I don't even need to ask who loves Chick-fil-A because everybody in the world loves Chick-fil-A. So he asked if you guys thought he was bringing sandwiches because everybody showed up. I said, no, you're just that popular. So we'll hold him next time to at least some minutes, okay? So he is a very successful business owner in Raleigh County. So if you have any questions or future aspirations, I'm sure there will be time for questions at the end of the session. So with that, we'll just wait on Needy, and you're welcome to.
Thank you. As she said, thanks for the standing room only crowd today. This is amazing. I was talking with them before yesterday when I was here for the program yesterday, and I said, how many are we going to have? And they said, I don't know. Could be 10, could be 20, could be 50. Who knows? But then I heard the magic. Usually the magic is, that I'm bringing chicken, but no, the magic was extra credit. So rocks, extra credit rocks, good deal. So it is a pleasure to be here to speak with you guys from Concord. I'm a Concord graduate. I grew up in Beckley, and I graduated here back in 1984. This building was here, but these classes sure weren't here. We didn't have anything this nice when I was over here. So it's a pleasure to be here, and it is also a pleasure to be on the Board of Governors and represent each of you and try to do the things that's best for each of you every day while you're here at Concord. So let's get to the issue at hand. We're here to do this symposium today to talk about interviewing and the skills of interviewing. There's great interviews and there's bad interviews. I've seen them all. We get a mixed bag of everything, and we're going to give you a little illustration today of what bad can look like and what good can look like. And we're going to talk about some of those things because I know some of you are getting ready to graduate. You're looking to get those jobs that you were hoping to get, use your degrees. So like she said, the guy that's coming to interview with me today, his name is Needy Modo, and I don't see him, but let me see if he's over here. Mr. Needy, let's go ahead, let's get started. You can put that cigarette away, Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, man.
Yeah. How can I help you today?
So, I'm hearing there's some interviews, so hey, dude, I brought you this application, freshly pressed just for you.
Okay, and it is in a beautiful shade of blue crayon, too.
Brand new box for 64 just for you, dude.
Well, okay, well, tell you what, let's come on over here and let's, you can have a seat right there, and I'm going to take a look at this and just look at some of the details.
All right, man.
And so your name, could you turn that around for me, please?
All right.
Thanks.
Makes it kind of tough to see you, though.
I meant you need to look at me, please.
Stay, kid. Stay. All right, we're cool. Ooh, I
So,
like this.
Come on over here.
All right.
So your name is, could you,
But I'm going to tell my honey I'm going to fix her up with some chicken later.
well, tell you what, just put that on silent, put it away.
Later. All right.
And we'll get to that.
All right.
So your name is Needy?
Yep.
Needy Modo?
Right on my birth certificate, man. Right there. Needy.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just checking over some of the things on your application here, sir,
All right?
and there's a couple things I just want to kind of talk through a little bit with you. And, you know, I noticed that you left one of the questions blank here. It says, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And you left that blank and you wrote in there, what do you mean convicted?
Yeah, man, explain the word convicted. That's like one of those 50-letter words, convicted. What's that mean? What's that mean?
Okay, well, let me put it like, have you ever been arrested?
Yep, it happened, yep.
Okay. Did you go before a judge?
Judge, yeah. The penguin suit, the big black long robe, yep,
Yeah,
and
okay.
yep.
Well, when you went before him, did you hear him say you're guilty?
Guilty! There's another one of those 50-letter words, man. That's a heavy word. Guilty. So let me explain why I'm. See, my friend, I'm all about helping others, okay? You know, I want to contribute to the community. My friend's like, hey, dude, I need a ride. I'm like, okay. Need to give you a ride, you just got to give me some dough to get the ride. So he's like, I'll pay you. So I go down the road, I'm listening to some tunes, you know. He jumps in the car and he's like, go, Needy, let's go. I'm like, dude, relax. You might live longer. You'll let me live longer. He's like, we got to go. We got to get out of here. I'm like, where are we going? He told me he's going to make a withdrawal at the bank. How was I supposed to know he was taking everybody else's money instead of his own? So here I'm driving up the road and, you know, then I see the blue lights, the red lights. I'm like, oh, dude. By the way, you got to give me gas money. I need like $2,000 or $10,000. Gas is expensive. So that's the story.
Let me get this right. So you were involved in a bank robbery? You was a getaway driver?
How was I supposed to know? He said he needed a ride. I'm about helping him help me. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story.
Okay, so that would be a yes.
Nope.
All right. So, all right. Well, I'm just going to work my way through the rest of this and understand some things here.
Sure.
Under availability.
Yeah, I'm that. Yeah, I'm available.
Under availability, you've got Mondays and Tuesdays from 12 to 1.
Yep.
And Wednesdays through Saturday from 5 to 6.
Yep.
Do you mean like 12 midnight till 1 in the afternoon? Or what is it?
That's like 14 hours or 13 or 11. I'm not good at math, but that's like a labor camp. No, dude, I mean lunch hour. Like if I work, you do feed me, right?
If you work like 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours the same day?
Yeah, that's called a shift.
A shift. It sounds like a labor camp. No, dude, I'm saying I'll come in, I'll eat, because I need some
So
energy.
you're just saying you want to work 1 hour?
Yeah. See, I came with the boys from Ukraine till like 6 in the morning, man. They wear me out. So, dude, I can't get there till like noonish or whatever.
Okay, all right, okay. So 1 hour a day is all you've got?
Yeah, but I'm worth $50 an hour, and that's a bargain for you, dude. $75 an hour.
I noticed you said
Yeah,
$50 an hour.
that's a bargain. I am lowering my standard to do that, just for you.
All right, well, let's see where we go with this.
All right.
All right, so under recent employment history,
Yep, got that.
you've got down that you worked at Joe's Pool Hall.
Yep.
You mean Hall, H-A-L-L, Hall.
No, man. Hall is spelled H-U-L-L. I spent like 4 years in third grade. I know how to spell Hall. H-U-L-L.
All right, and then it says that you worked from a Monday to a Tuesday.
Yep.
You don't literally mean you worked a day.
Yeah, that's it, man. So let me tell you what
So I'm
happened.
sure there's a story.
Oh yeah, here comes Joe. He's like, Needy, your turn to clean the bathroom. I'm like, no, just say no go, Joe. I ain't cleaning no bathroom. There's nasty stuff that happens in the bathroom. You need one of those white suits. Shh, shh. I'm cleaning no bathroom. No go, Joe. Just say no go.
So one day,
Yeah.
he asked you to clean the bathroom, and you said no.
I ain't clean no bathroom. That's for the low lives to clean bathrooms, man. You don't
Really?
clean no bathrooms at Chick-fil-A.
I do.
No way. You sit back here in that big glass office, you eat brownies, you drink the lemonade, make sure it's okay.
Is that a fat joke?
No, man, you're the big kahuna. You're the dude back there eating the food. So you have little low lives that come in and clean bathrooms.
We all do everything. Doesn't
Wow.
matter. Parking lot, trash, bathrooms.
I thought you had trash people to do that.
Well, we've got people who do things, but you do what you need to do.
Wow.
Okay, well, let's just move on. Let's move on.
All right.
Okay. Under education.
I got that.
All right, under high school.
Yep.
You said you sort of graduated.
Yep.
What do you mean, sort of graduated?
Dude, I spent like 7 years at Woodrow Wilson High School. And I got this letter from the principal saying, Needy, pretty much we've taught you all that we can teach you, no need to come out.
That's right. So it was a diploma.
The word diploma was not on there, no.
It wasn't on there?
Nope.
Did it say you were expelled?
Expelled! Another one of those 50-letter words, expelled. No, that word wasn't there, but it pretty much was, we've taught you all that we can teach you. If you come back on campus, we will escort you off with state police. So, there we go. The word expelled was not on there. Unspelled, man.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what, Nady, I think I've heard enough today.
All right, all right.
I think I've got a good understanding of what you've done and what
Okay.
you're looking for.
So when do I start?
Well, we're not making any hiring decisions today. Today, we're just trying to get to meet you, get to know you a little bit,
Right.
find out a little bit about your background,
Okay. All right.
and then we'll kind of take it from there.
Okay.
But if we need to call you, we've got your number here, so
Yep,
we've
yep.
got that cell phone.
Okay, so where's my chicken sandwich at?
Excuse me?
Dude, I just labored. I worked. If I worked, you said you'd feed me, so where's my chicken
I'm sorry,
sandwich?
sir. There's no sandwich for an hour.
But I told my honey I was going to fix her up with some chicken. Where's my chicken sandwich?
Well, they'll be happy to sell you one over there.
Sell me one? Really?
Yeah.
Seriously? Sell? Dude, this is raw. This is raw like chicken, man. I'm out of here. Chick-fil-A.
Thanks. Okay. Now you may think that that's a little extreme, but I gotta tell you, I've seen a form of every bit of that at some time. Every bit of it. I can't make that stuff up. You really see that stuff. I mean, he might put a little bit more emotion into it, but we see that. So, do you think that I or anybody would hire Needy Modo? No. So, let's just kind of talk about it for a minute. Let's break that whole thing apart. I'll call it a thing. Let's just tear it apart. What did you see there? What stood out to you about Needy? About Needy Modo? What are some things that jumped out at you about him? Hands in the air as you find. His appearance. Tell me about his appearance. What did you see? He had pajama bottoms on. He had house shoes on. He had on a hoodie. He had on a flat bill hat. Right? Okay. Pretty much looks like people walking around this campus. Right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But you're not going to an interview. He's coming to an interview. Now, I think we've gotten a little casual in life today, in that we think, well, whatever I wear to Walmart, I can wear it to church, I can wear it to work, I can wear it to an interview, I can wear it anywhere. And that just doesn't work. That just doesn't work for me. So that appearance just bowls you over. That's the first thing you said, appearance. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. And I'm going to tell you, from my seat on the bus, when I meet you in that one time, that first time, this is the way I look at it. That's as good as it's ever going to get. That's as good as it's going to get. Okay? Anybody here want to be a salesman when you go into sales, pharmaceutical sales, product sales, something like that? Well, let me tell you, when you go to that interview, that's what you're doing. You're selling. You're selling who? Yourself. And I'm looking at it like this. When I see you, it's as good as it's going to get, and from there on, it's all downhill. So, what else did you notice about him? We got appearance. What else? Yes, ma'am.
The way he spoke to you wasn't respectful.
The way he spoke to me, and he just wasn't respectful. You know, I stick out my hand to give him a handshake, and what's he give me? He wants to pound it. He wants to give me knuckles. You know, that might be good at the gym. And I don't think he was wanting to do that because he had the flu, you know. But, I mean, he's sitting here and he wants to give me knuckles. You know, a good, firm handshake, a look in the eye. That's the kind of things that you want to see. I mean, I'm huge on looking me in the eye and giving me a good handshake. That's big stuff with me. What else? What else? Anybody? Yes, sir.
His qualifications?
Qualifications?
Yeah.
Did he have any?
Not really.
No, he really didn't have any. His work experience, well, he had other things written on there. I really didn't need to go deep into it because he's already shown me a little bit about himself, and that he worked one day at a pool hall, and he didn't want to do bathrooms, he didn't want to clean, he didn't want to do anything. If that's the way it looks, if he's telling me that right now, for me, it's not going to be a good thing. Okay. What else did you notice about him? It's all about me, baby. It's all about me. That's the world we're in today, isn't it? You know, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? So it's also about what are you going to invest back into the organization, into the company? What are you going to do in that way? Something you haven't said yet. What about this when he flipped that baby out on me? Flipped that cell phone out. You think that's ever happened to me in an interview? Often. First of all, when you come in, put it on silent. Yeah, I would first tell you, don't even take it in with you. There is nothing, if you're in an interview, there is nothing more important. You know, if mama gets hit by a bus, you ain't gonna be able to do anything right now. You know, because, you know, you're gonna get to that message in about 20 minutes. You're not gonna be able to solve your mama's problems in 20 minutes. But keep it in the car. Resist the temptation. Literally, I had a young man one time. Now, when we hire high school students, for the last interview, we require them to bring in one of their parents. Because we do this little thing, it's called a three-legged stool conversation. And it's where we want the parents to understand what's important to us, and us for what's important to them. So it's the student, the parent, and us. And we all need to have a part in this. So we're doing this interview with the mom and the student, and he is literally under the table doing this. I go, excuse me? And his mother's over here hitting him, you know, put that thing on. Yeah, leave it away. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Okay, what else did you notice about Needy? Anything else? So, as we said, a lot of problems with Needy Modell. A lot of problems. His availability. What about that availability thing? You know, we interview a lot of folks today, and we employ, I probably have 120 employees in my organization right now. And it's amazing to me how much I'm supposed to work around their needs. Yeah, it's really all about your schedule and what you're doing and all your stuff. And then you say you're available at an interview, and then when you come to work, you get all these requests. Well, I can't do this and I can't do that. Guys, we're talking about employment here. This is what pays for everything that you do. It's a priority, and you need to take it that way. Rather than, you know, what's about me. So there's another gentleman that I've met that I've asked to come here today, and he's supposed to be here as well. Let me see if he's here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, how are you doing? Richard Gerald, good to see you.
Ken Lilly, it's good to see you.
Ken, nice to meet you. How can I help you today?
I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted to bring by my resume and see if there would be some time later we could schedule an appointment just to discuss an employment opportunity.
Sure. Tell you what, I've got some time right
Okay.
now. Can we just...
Yes, sir. That'd be great. Thank you.
Sure. Come right here, have a
Sure.
seat.
Thank you.
Let me have a second to look over this, and then we'll talk through it.
Certainly.
Wow. Ken, I see that you know, your education, you've studied at West Virginia University, you got an executive MBA.
Yes, sir.
You've studied at Liberty, Appalachian Bible College. So, wow, that's pretty impressive. I've got to tell you, I don't see a lot of master's degrees that are really wanting to come in and do work at Chick-fil-A. So can you help me with that?
Sure, it's a real simple answer. We have a daughter going to college real soon. And even though my wife and I have stayed back, we still need more money for
I
tuition.
understand that. I've got a daughter as well, and we have the same challenges. And then after that, there's a wedding, and you know, there's always those things. So.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I understand. And we do employ a lot of folks with a second job, and they can work part-time after another job and things like that. So it works. Okay, I also see most recently you've been Vice President of Business and the Treasurer at Appalachian Bible College.
Yes, sir.
Been there since January of '99. That's a long time today.
19 years, yes, sir.
19 years is a long time. So before that, United Bank for 14 years.
Yes, sir.
So that's good tenure everywhere. So I'm familiar with a lot of folks at United Bank, good people, good
Yes.
play. Well, I really, you know, the hard core of this tells me that you kind of fit who we are. But other than your daughter and your financial needs to do some things, help me understand why you would come talk to us.
Sure. Well, I appreciate whether through the drive-through or step into the lobby, as soon as you're there, how may I serve you? I appreciate that team spirit. I appreciate the servant leadership. I know even true at Kathy, I realized he passed away a few years ago. But just the corporate values is something that I embrace, and I think that's important. I appreciate how may I serve you, and as soon as you are served, it's my pleasure, and you say thank you. I appreciate the team spirit here.
Well, it is part of our culture.
Yes, sir.
You know, we strive to be different. We strive to be a cut above and have standards and expectations that are different than the rest of the, you know, the people in our category. So I'm glad that stands out to you, and tries to, and that's what we want to do. So talk to me about your availability.
Certainly. Well, I have permission from my employer. I would like to still work till 5, my day job.
Sure.
But each evening on Saturdays, I know you're closed Sundays, again, for your family values to be together. But whatever you would need, bus tables, clean bathrooms, take trash out, whatever I can do to help, I'd be happy to assist.
Can you give me an example of a time where you've been involved in something, even in the community or at work or something, that says to you that I'm a fit with Chick-fil-A?
Sure. I appreciate just one group as an example would be United Way. I had the chance to be an executive ambassador for them. And they invite us to go into schools, to various businesses. And to me, it's like you can be asked by 20 people, or here is one group that comes in one time. I would even take a water hose, a sprinkler, and say, rather than just a plain hose, just like the nozzle, why not concentrate your efforts, one ask, to help 20 agencies? And again, I believe in United Way. I believe what they're doing to meet the needs of Southern West Virginia. I know you participate in it. I know you give back. And I appreciate what you and Beth do for our community. And to me, it's a great environment. It's not about me. It's what can I give to others. It's time to pay back.
And you're always speaking of servant leadership.
Yes, sir.
That's something we talk a lot about at Chick-fil-A. It's servant leadership. You know, I don't even like to use the term manager today.
Sure.
I don't believe people like to be managed. I believe they like to be led.
Yes.
You know, management is pushing somebody, leading is standing in front of them and holding them.
Yes, sir.
And that's a great example about the United Way and how giving through one agency affects a bigger
Yes, sir.
picture. That's great. Ken, I think I already know that we probably have a good match, and I know you don't have a lot of time today, nor do I. Can we get together in the future and,
Yes, sir.
and only get you an application? Let me
Sure.
go online and fill that out. And then we'll sit down and drill down deeper on it. But I think immediately I see that there's a fit, but we can talk through more some of the details.
certainly.
Is there anything else I can answer for you?
I just again want to make the comment. Thank you for giving back. Your example, along with that, from Chamber of Commerce to United Way. Again, it isn't about what's in it for you. What can you give to others? And I would just be excited to be in a team atmosphere like that. So I appreciate your investment.
Well, thanks for the time.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
then
for
let's
your
get
time.
together, okay?
That's great. Have a good day.
All right. Ken, just go ahead and stay out here. Just
Sure.
go ahead
I'm
and
gonna
stay.
grab my stuff.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right, what do you notice about Ken Lilly? Do you think he's a fit? Talk to me about why you think he fits. What's the difference? Yes, ma'am.
He was respectful, had good eye contact, shook your hand.
Extremely respectful. The handshake was great, the eye contact, you know, Mr. Gerald, I mean, he really had all of that working, didn't he? What else? Yes, ma'am. He dressed in decent clothes. I like to call it, you know, appropriate. He was dressed appropriately. He wasn't overdressed. He wasn't underdressed. He was appropriately dressed. I would call appropriately dressed, you know, something like he has, you know, khaki pants, a knit shirt, a woven shirt. Does he need to have a coat and tie? No. If he's coming to me, no. Anybody studying accounting here? Anybody? Accounting? All right. All right, if you're studying accounting, even in a relaxed environment today, when you go to an accounting interview, I would encourage you, wear a coat and tie. If they say that that's not necessary, that's great, but don't underdress. Be appropriately dressed, or if you're overdressed, it can't hurt. Okay? Anything else about Ken? What about his education experience? He had great education. He had great work experience. He had a lot working for him. The other thing I'll tell you about him, he did some research and he knew about us, he knew about my company. He knew about who I am. He knows about my wife. He knows about Chick-fil-A. He knew about our core values. It's huge to go into whoever you're talking to and know something about it. We live in a Google world. It is too easy to even drive up in front of the place, you know, and just Google something and find out something about them that you can talk about. Because, you know, when I was, you know, your age, well, you had to really do research. You had to go to the library or something to find out about it. Today, you can just Google it. It's just too easy. So those were all things about him. Yeah, he had availability that was good. He had work background. He had corporate background. He had community background. He was a good fit. Now you notice the word that I'm using a lot is fit. It's not experience. It's not qualifications. It's fit. Because you may have a degree in whatever. You might have 2 degrees, 3 degrees. That doesn't mean that you're a fit for me and my organization. So, I'll just kind of talk about a few things here. And one of the things that we do when we do interviews, and then after the interviews we do reference checks, we do something else. We do social media checks. All right, so I'm going to ask you, if I interviewed any of you, and I went out and I checked your Instagram, I checked your Facebook, I checked, you know, whatever, you know, Snapchat's a little bit different deal, but if I checked you out, am I going to find anything out there that would say to me, I think I'll pass? I would say a lot of you, if you were being honest, you'd go out of here and you'd start scrubbing. Because you need to be hitting delete, delete, delete. I want to tell you what we've just done. We just did this big push, and we had a program we called Hospitality Professionals. And there's a whole lot to that. It's talking about career path, it's talking about wages, it's talking about starting wages at, you know, for full-time, anytime people at $13 an hour. That's significant. 13 bucks an hour, that's legit. Well, guess how many applications we've gotten, and we did one Facebook post, and we put a sign up in the store. How many applications do you think we've got? We've gotten over 350. People say that there's not people out there that want a job. Yeah, you make the offer attractive enough and you make it visible enough, they want to talk to you. So we had 350 that have done this application. They have to go online and do an assessment, the whole thing. So after we scrub that and we look at it and we go, okay, who fits us? We got that 350, and then we took it and we said, okay, who passed the assessment? The assessment tells us if you have the tendencies that fit us. How you feel about how you work with a team, how do you like responsibilities of working for a supervisor, blah, 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 all these kind of things. Well, we got that down to 100 and so. And if you pass that, then we go to the social media check and all that other stuff. So we had a guy who scored 100% on the assessment. He was amazing. He was great. We got to the social media check. All right? And we find him and a friend of his standing out in front of somewhere. And I don't care how he's dressed, but I mean literally, and this is not for camera, don't take a picture of me and say this is the way I do. But I'll just say this. Him and his buddy both are sitting there doing this. He's got that picture on his Facebook. So, do you think he fits me? Do you think I want him representing me? No way. I'll tell you a story about a young man that was a student at Shady Springs High School. Y'all are probably still too young to, if I said the word the name Eddie Haskell. There was a guy on a show years ago, and his name was Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell was the, yes, Mrs. Cleaver. How are you, Mrs. Cleaver? You look wonderful today, Mrs. Cleaver. I mean, he was great at it. He was the stuck-up king. So this kid was amazing when he came in for this interview. And if you would have not done anything else on him, you would have hired him on the spot. Anybody ever been hired on the spot? You've went in, you've applied for a job, and they said, you're hired, you're good. Anybody? Yep, you have. All right, I would have hired that kid on the spot because he was amazing. But I'm true to my process. I'm going to be true to the process. So we do the process. We do the social media check. And we find out he's dropping F-bombs and all this kind of stuff. And this is a 16-year-old kid, all right? And he's dropping the bomb and all this. So I call him and I said, I'll call him Billy. I said, Billy, I said, this Mr. Gerald over at Chicken. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Gerald. How are you, sir? I've just been waiting on that call. Hope, when do you want me to come in and talk to you again? I said, Billy, we're not going to be doing it. Well, crickets. Why not? I said, Billy, we do this little social media check. And then it was really crickets. And I said, do you think I found anything out there that might be a little bit concerning? He goes, yes, sir. I said, yeah. I said, apparently your mother doesn't read your Facebook either. But I would encourage you to clean that up because nobody is ever going to give you an opportunity if they check you out. And I'm here to tell you, more and more businesses today are checking you out. We've got too much at risk here. Even in what I do, I've got too much of an investment in my hiring process, my orientation, my training, uniforms, all the other stuff. And if you will sit there and type out the F-bomb, if you'll go to that effort to type that out, you will say it too. And you won't say it into my face, but you'll say it when my back's turned, or you'll do something. I've got 16, 17-year-old girls that work for me. who knows what you're going to say in front of them? You don't want, as an employer, you don't want to be on the side of that side of it. So it's very important to me of who we bring in. So this whole employment thing, it's a big deal. The other thing is, and we live in a world today of, tattoos and piercings and hair colors are very acceptable today. And it might be acceptable at some places, but know where it is you're wanting to go. For me, and in my organization, it's not acceptable. Chick-fil-A tells me a lot of things that I can allow and I can't allow. And then there's some things that I can raise the bar on that. I mean, Chick-fil-A has lightened up on some visible tattoo things, but I'm not going to. We don't allow visible tattoos. If they're on your arm and you can cover it with a sleeve, you're good. But if you've got on your neck and on your hands, you got a teardrop over here, representing how many people you killed, I don't know. If you've got that working for you, it's probably not going to work out. Visible piercings and stuff like that. I mean, for guys, they can't even wear, earrings at all. But I will tell you, some of them, when I talk about those things, they go, "I'm out. Peace out." That's not what that is more important to them than that job. But I'm just helping you understand. Think twice before you get those things, because you may want a job somewhere that they're going to tell you that's not acceptable. So those are just some things I would like to encourage y'all just to consider. I mean, different organizations have different standards, and that's okay. But I'm just telling you how it is with us. So, questions, comments around kind of this whole thing we're talking about here, about interviewing, applications, resumes, anything. Ken's here. I mean, we can both kind of speak to it. Any thoughts?
I know y'all have some questions. Colin?
You talked about trying to build mutually beneficial relationships with your employees. How do you identify employees that have those qualities that will?
Well, what we do is when we do a real interview, a deep interview, I'm going to ask you open-ended questions that are going to speak to some of those things that are directed to, I may ask you about, what are some ways that you get involved in the community like I did with Ken? Can you tell me how, if you're looking to be a leader, can you give me some examples where you've led anybody? Have you been the captain of a team? Have you been part of a group at another job? Leadership oriented questions. Because if I just give you a lot of questions that you can give answers of yes, no, that's not going to be a good interview. I need you to be articulate. I need you to give me phrases and things like that, not just yes, no. So we're going to dig deep into that. Yes, sir.
How important of job experience do you
Experience can be great or it can be horrible, depending on where you've been. Experience I like if you've been with a good place. Experience I don't like if you've been at a bad place. Because if you are fresh, I can teach you things and you won't bring in a lot of bad habits. There's some places that some people have worked, they carry, just like you got your backpack, they got a backpack full of bad habits. And they've worked for bad leaders and they've worked with bad people. And they try to bring that into my organization, and that doesn't fit. So I'm looking for character. I'm looking for chemistry. I'm looking for credibility. Those are the things that I'm looking for. And if you bring that, I can teach you what we do. And most anywhere, unless you're an engineer, an accountant, or something like that, I can teach you what we do, but I need the right you. We talk about this a lot, and is there a pen in this? I say this a lot. Who matters? Who matters? That's okay, I'm good. And when I say that, I mean this. If I've got the right who's, I can do what? If I've got the right who's, we can do anything. You know, we just did some shifts and some changes of some personnel in my organization. And we were, all right, for instance, if you come to Chick-fil-A, you know drive-through is a big deal. And we're very intentional about drive-through. And we want our numbers to be great in drive-through. So, this might sound like something that you'll recognize it's a big number, or it might not. But if we put 120 cars through drive-through in an hour at 12 o'clock, that's a big deal. That means we're spending 30 seconds with you at the window, 30 seconds with you, 30 seconds with you. We need that baby to hum. You know, so we've got to have everything, the process working. But over here, if I've got a kitchen that doesn't produce the food quick enough, I'm stuck at the window with you waiting on your food. So the who's matter. Okay, I don't know if I'll need to think. The who's matter. Because if I don't have the right people in the kitchen producing food, if they want to sit back there and they want to talk about their mama and their babies and their games that they're playing, Ken talks about, playing the games with the guys from the Ukraine.
Yep.
I'm here to tell you, I deal with that. I deal with people talking about that stuff. But when you're talking, that usually means you're looking at somebody. And if you're looking at somebody, you're not doing what I need you to do. And I've got to have leaders that keep people focused and moving and stuff like that. Because if I'm going to create an experience in that drive-thru, I've got to have, everything's got to go. But the who matters, because who makes what happen. So I'm looking for the right who's. So, other questions, thoughts?
I wonder if Mr. Lilly might talk about your professional life. We met this guy named Edie Moto, and we know enough about him that,
I appreciate that. Probably my first suggestion is any opportunity to work with cash is a good skill. I was a banker. Part of when I started, it's before you all were born, there were a few on the edge that were around, but at the time I had no bank experience. And you're like, tell me what cash you've worked with. I had a paper route. Well, how's that very much cash? It was a little bit, but the very first day they put one in my hands and said, just start to count. And even though I was slow at first, I picked up speed, and with time, that tangible skill, I know you can use cashiers that are accurate, and then you work on speed. So part of, even my being at the bank, learning how to deal with people, that was a huge skill. So by the time I left banking, I did commercial loans. My favorite thing at the bank is every day changed for me. I am from Beckley. I would be with whitewater rafters one day. That was cool. Some of you would be like, I don't want on the river. Well, I just enjoyed the numbers, and it opened a lot of doors for me to be in a variety of settings. I will say, and I appreciate the setup, I have just started a new position. Richard knows this. It's called the West Virginia Hive. Last Thursday, we had our inaugural pitch contest at WVU Lunch Lab in Beckley. Some of you were there. How many of you attended last Thursday night on the campus of WVU Tech? I know the winner was from here, okay?
she was there.
Yay! Speaking of cash, $2,500 cash talks, doesn't it? She put together an idea. I didn't know. I wish they would announce in advance. They had 28 teams that applied. Well, they chose 5. They had 5 judges sitting on a couch. I was not one of those. But basically, you had 4 minutes to say, here's my idea. The top winner, $2,500. Second place was $1,000 cash. And third place was $500 cash. Again, put your money where your mouth is, right? But it was cool to say, here's what I want to do for my idea. The judges had 4 minutes to ask you questions. In that night, I heard a guy wanted to sell chocolates from Germany. He had worked out a distribution place. In fact, he's a student here at Concord. Vincent. Vincent actually sent me several questions. LinkedIn is just, it's a great place to at least be introduced to other folks. Vincent found me right away. We've exchanged several times. But point, you never know when you might have that opportunity. And the idea of the pitch, it's like being on an elevator. You got 4 minutes to pitch your idea. What is it you want to do? One other comment, whether
On your elevator here, that would be appropriate.
That's why it's in the business room.
Yes. One of the thoughts that I already see with the lunch lab, they started this in Morgantown, but this was our inaugural here in the southern part of the state. There will be more. We're already discussing other venues to do this. But part of what, the lady's name is Nora Myers, that's on campus at WTech. She said what we want to do is get a hybrid, the cross-pollination of an electrical engineer, a mechanical engineer. You need a business person there. Hello? Come on, somebody's got to do the numbers. That's really what I'm doing at the Hive. But when you put together your idea, you never know. There are venture capitalists saying, convince me what it is you want to do. So even though we do I call it our shtick, it's our little skit. We have done this in a variety of places, and hey, it's on the road now. We go to Concord. But if I do have some cards with me. The idea of the Hive, back in the 90s, we called this an incubator, and it was a desk phone and a fax machine. Well, now there are technical assistance funds. If you want to start a business and you say, I need some accounting, we can help you launch. I can use the verb. You need website design. There are technical assistance funds available to do that. So part of, in my service, serving the southern part of the state, is there are 3 business advisors covering a 12-county area. And this is one of them, Mercer County for me. So I appreciate that as an introduction. Even if right now today you're like, dude, I don't mean you. Okay. But down the road you want to start a business, there are people out there from the accounting, the website design. We even have a guy that is trying to put together some robotics. And there is money from the Robert C. Byrd Institute to do a prototype. I won't tell you what his idea is, but it's amazing here in southern West Virginia, and you have a lot to do with it. Thanks for letting me pitch the pitch.
That's great. I mean, what they're doing is exciting stuff, and I'm a Shark Tank.
Yep. That's
So
where
it's
it
really
comes
Shark
from.
Tank kind of stuff.
That's where it comes from.
Let me just throw this out here. One of the things I think gives you guys a bad rap today is this term, this group, whatever, trying to throw all millennials into a lazy butt. All right? And I don't buy it. I don't believe that. I don't buy it. I mean, the things that they try to label every millennial with, that's the same thing that's been going on for years, okay? And with this hospitality professional thing we're doing, somebody said, well, you're not going to be hiring as many students as you used to. And I go, oh no. It's not about how old somebody is. It's about who they are and what they bring to the party. So don't be afraid to be proud to be a millennial. Be proud. Represent it well. And somebody said to me one day, said, I'd hate to have to deal with what you have to deal with. All those kids you have to deal with. Yeah, I deal with a lot of kids. And most of them are above the age of 30. Because the stuff that they bring in is just crazy stuff.
Like needy.
Yeah, like
needy people.
Yeah, so we're here to encourage you, to build you up, to give you confidence. But that's what you've got to have. You're making a presentation. When you go out and represent yourself, you're representing yourself, you're representing Concord, you're representing your family, you're representing, so be proud of it. So, anything else?
I just think, as Richard was saying earlier, integrity, image is who people think you are, integrity is who you really are. And where people say that's a hypocrite, is where the two don't match. As he is saying, be true to yourself, but make a difference. Even though people want to wear the t-shirt, it's all about me. They believe that, they practice it. But when you serve other people, people notice that. That really stands out above and beyond everybody else.
So, do we have till noon? Is that what we have? Let me just throw this out. You know, sometimes folks look at me and what I do and they say, yeah, Richard, I just don't know that I want to be in the fast food business. Well, you know what? When I was you, I would have never ever guessed in my world that I would have been in the fast food business when I graduated college. And I wasn't for over 20 years. But I had this great entrepreneurial opportunity to get into this. And it's afforded me the ability to meet, touch, and impact a lot of people. Because it's not about chicken for me. It's not about waffle fries. It's not about milkshakes. It's about people. We're in the people development business. And my thing is that I want to be a launching pad. I want to be the place where we launch people from where they are to where they want to be. And we have great opportunities within our organization to launch you into where it is you want. And I understand you may not be with me forever. You know, I really just want to help develop people, because the chances of you getting the job that you want coming out of college is slim. It really is. But what you have to do is you have to take whatever it is that you do and learn from it and take it as an investment. You know, Jim Justice the other day was trying to give a sixth grader an example about investments. You know, you put in $20,000 and then you give me $160,000. That's a pretty good investment. I'm giving you 8 times. Well, if you take a couple years to invest in me and my organization, or some other organization that really wants to develop you, you can be wherever you want to be in the future. So I just tell you that to say, be willing to look for an opportunity where you can invest and build yourself. And that will help you a lot for your future. So I think that's pretty much it. If there's any other questions or
Any other questions? Well, I'd also like to add that you've invested about 49 minutes of good time into your future. I think this was wonderful information. I saw something today that I haven't seen in a long time, and that is not one student on a cell phone. So I'm assuming that Dr. Davis noticed as well. She pointed it out to me. So I'm going to have to say you guys need to come lecture, because you have something I don't. But in any case,
intimidation maybe?
well, you do have jobs, but I have grades. In any case, I do commend all of you for coming for whatever reason. I think you'll remember this conversation as you move forward. And remember, you may be needy, but you're also coming out with a degree, and hopefully in the not too distant future, as you quickly work your way through the ranks, you will be in Mr. Gerald's position, and you're going to have to be doing interviews, and these are the things that you're going to be looking at. And again, I think we learned some very valuable lessons. It's very, very important that we get your evaluations, and it is also very important that we have you sign in. So if you came in late, please be sure to fill out an evaluation and leave them in the box down there, and fill out this sheet. Is Kayla Sprouse here? Okay. Kayla Sprouse is a student who set this up, but I think she may have had class or work. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, she had a conflict.
So,